Albert Einstein, the famous physicist once said that compound interest is one of the most important factors in the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't understand it pays it. Albert Einstein was a famous scientist. However, he's most well known for his work in the sciences, but I wanted to share with you his famous quote about personal finances because I think it's important that it's not overlooked. Personal credit scores, or FICO scores, in the United States range from 300 points to 900 points, low being bad, high being good, and are established by each individual once they enter adulthood. One thing I wanted to say is there are three main factors in maintaining a credit score, that being the time or duration your credit's open, the effectiveness of your on-time payments, as well as the debt to credit ratios of your personal finances. Hello, my name is John Cox, and I've maintained a high credit score of almost 900 for about 15 years. I've also been a personal investor for 15 years, and I also participated on the company board for our retirement and finance committee. First, we'll start with time. When one enters college, one of the best things to do to establish credit would be to open a credit card account very early in life. This helps you as you utilize that each month. You could charge gas or groceries, food, and then the most important thing is to pay that balance off as soon as it comes due. As you get a little older, you'll eventually want to buy a car or house, so you would get an automotive loan or a mortgage loan. In order to do that, it's good to have established credit. Warren Buffett, the famous investor, once said when he was interviewed that if he had one piece of advice to give to young people, it would be to not get into debt. So when you need to buy a house and you need to buy a car, establishing that credit is very important for your personal finances. Each of the three instances of maintaining credit is applied by the second being the effectiveness, or how you manage your credit. So each month you have a credit card bill, an automotive bill, a mortgage if you're older. The important thing is to pay those off each month and to never let that debt accumulate. When your credit card bill comes due, pay it off each month. When your automotive bill comes due each month, pay it off. One late payment on your credit score will reduce your credit score by 100 points. And one of the negative things is that negative note on your credit report or information stays there for 7 years. So it stays with you. It's very hard to get off. You have to wait a very long time for that 100 points to come back to your account. The federal government has set up a way for each individual to check or maintain your credit each year. And if you go to ftc.gov, each person can obtain a copy of your credit report. I would encourage that everybody does this each year, just to verify that the credit accounts you have opened are correct and that there's no information that is reported incorrectly. The last information or portion of credit is your debt to income ratio. This is as simple as your amount of credit used divided by the credit limit that's been established by your financial institutions. If we think about it, if you have a credit card where you charge, say, $100 each month of gas and food, if you have a balance of $1,000 for your credit limit, that ratio would be 10%. It's actually not bad. In finance, typically anything less than 25% is deemed very good. Anything above that is very bad. So say you have a credit card early in life that's got a balance of, or a credit limit of $5,000. If you run up and do a lot of shopping and charge $4,000 worth of items and merchandise on that card and only pay the balance off each month, your debt to income ratio is 80%, or 4,000 divided by 5,000. That is viewed by as high risk by a lot of financial institutions, and that reduces your credit score. It's important to pay off not only your credit card but also your installment accounts. Earlier I mentioned the automotive and mortgage loans. Each month you pay those off, your balance reduces by that amount. So your debt to income ratio is lower and that improves. So in closing, we talked about 3 main factors that determine your scoring over your life. One is time. The second one is on-time payments or effectiveness. And then the third one is your debt to income ratio. All of these 3 levels are directly affected by, or directly affect your credit rating. The credit.com website that's managed by a company called Experian currently shows that the average credit score in the United States is 673. That is about 2/3 of the maximum of 900. Chief analyst Greg McBride at Bankrate.com once said on CNBC that anything above 750 is okay. Perfection when it comes to credit is not necessary because a score of 900 is almost inobtainable. So anything above 750 is okay. So in closing, I just wanted to show that this credit card, the credit card is used in the world today, especially in the United States, as an important tool. Sometimes it can be forgotten, but if it's used and managed effectively, it can help you in your personal finances over your life. Thank you. That was a little bit of